Okay, it's so dark. I think this is my first time filming on here when the window's like actually installed, so this is so exciting. But I just made the shower niche. Let me grab it. Here's the shower niche. So right now I'm just measuring for the placement, but I have this inspiration photo. I think it would be really cool to do a little shelf inside, and it's gonna be so pretty. So I just need to find the right spot for it right now. Okay, I did it. I know this looks really big, but once it has the hardy and the tile, it will feel smaller, and plus I like a big niche. So next it will be ready for the cement board, and I'm going to do a ledge maybe like right here. Once the hardy's all done and I can start installing the tile, I can use some like silicone and create a ledge, but I'll show you guys that when we get there. We should have done this when we installed the bathtub, but we're doing it today. We forgot to install stringers. It's just a 2x4 that the edge of the tub can sit on. So thankfully we didn't close up the house yet. And we didn't close up the house because I wasn't sure if we were done with this, so I'm really glad we left it. But yeah, just a simple 2x4 going around the 3 corners of the tub, so it has a little bit more support, because it was really just sitting on a bed of mortar and then screwed into the wall studs. So this will just give it an extra support so it doesn't crack over time. I'm not gonna lie, this bathroom renovation has been stressing me out. Like, I woke up at 5, totally like stressed out, started reading a book because I didn't know what to do. There's just so many moving parts. And we're working with like different brands along the way, but they all like depend on other parts of the project being done. So it's just a lot that I'm organizing in my head. And I feel like we're right in the middle of the project where like I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel yet. And we've been working on it for so many weeks. Just kind of like, you guys know that mid-project slump.
Okay, so I went to Lowe's and got some insulation. I got R15 insulation. So I guess technically you can get either, I think this is R13 or R15, like this stuff. But I decided to get R15 because surprisingly it was a little bit cheaper, and it's supposed to be better like soundproofing. And since we're in a bathroom, I figure the more soundproofing, probably the better. So yeah, that's what I decided to do. But I hate this stuff. And not everything is like 16 inches on center, so that's kind of unfortunate. So I kind of have to like cut a bunch of different pieces and work around plumbing and stuff. Like you can see like this stuff right here, I'm just kind of like trying to shove it in there. I think I'm gonna have to cut it. So yeah, there's that. Wish me luck. Also, like anytime we do a project, I always try to throw insulation in a wall. Our house is built in like 1960, and there's literally like no insulation at all, which is kind of fine with where we live in San Diego, but like it's also kind of nice to like not have to like heat and cool the house so much. So anytime we open up a wall, I try to throw insulation in there because there's no insulation in the walls, underneath the house, or like in the ceiling. So anytime I get an opportunity to throw it in, I'm gonna do it. So here we go.
Okay, so my next step is to fill in underneath the tub with insulation, and apparently this helps keep the bathtub water warmer for much longer, so it's really good to do this, especially for like the winter time. And I just asked ChatGPT if I should use insulation or spray foam, and it said spray foam. So Jake just got me this spray gun, and I'm gonna use this window and door insulating foam sealant. And yeah, this should be fun. Here we go. So overall, I would say this is pretty easy, but the one hard thing about it is it's not really sticky. So it was kind of hard to get the top parts of the tub covered because it just kept falling down. So I would have to like slowly build it up, but besides that, pretty easy. So now I understand why people do this before the tub's installed. They'll like flip the tub upside down, put all the spray foam on it so that they're not fighting gravity, and then install the tub. The angles are so awkward, you guys. I can't fit through here. But I'm trying to maneuver this. Okay, have some good news on the shower. The niche is fully done. This was so hard. There was so much math involved. Once it was all installed, like I double checked and 3 tiles fit perfectly. I was like so relieved because we honestly spent like 3 hours just doing math. So I'm so happy this is done, and today I'm moving on to the waterproofing. So I have this like fabric seam tape and then waterproofing membrane that's gonna go over the whole thing. So I've never done this before, but I think I understand what to do, so hopefully it goes well. To show you guys, definitely put down some plastic because it does drop a little bit and it's kind of sticky, so this is just better to deal with than like wiping it down. I'll put a link in the description with like all of the waterproofing products I'm using on Amazon. I got to meet the team from Ames in South Carolina last month, and they showed me some really helpful videos. The reason I went with them is because their product is non-toxic, so it's not like dangerous for me to be in here and breathing this in while I'm working. But yeah, I'll link those below. All right, our shower is officially waterproofed. So much time getting this cut just exactly perfect, and so to see it line up like that, I'm so relieved. Wow. So we ended up having to cut this in half because although it was built the right size, it was tilted and we couldn't get it in there. So we had to cut it, and we decided to cut it right along where a shelf will go. So once this is all installed, you won't be able to see the cut at all. So it'll all be good in the end. Okay, so I want to show you guys the built-ins that we did. I'm so excited about this. Let me show you close up. So Jake and I got into a little chat because it would have been faster to just drywall this. He wanted to just close it up. But I could not give up the storage. Like, we only have one small linen closet in our house, and so I wanted a place to put toilet paper, towels, shampoo, soap, razors, like all of the toiletries, paper towels even. So let me show you close up. So even though this is only about a foot of space, I'm so glad that we did this. It feels like so worth it to me. I made it as deep as my arm span because obviously we could have gone deeper, but we wouldn't have been able to reach it. So This is so nice to have. I am gonna close up the bottom with some sort of door and we'll put some nice trim around this. But I'm just so happy to have some extra storage in this house. And right now we're working on this side, so I'll show you that in the next vlog. I also decided not to do sliding drawers because this is primarily going to be a kid's bathroom, and I felt like if these were deep drawers, kids would like jump on them and potentially break the tracks and it would become like a jungle gym. So I'm happy with this just being stationary shelves, and again, I just can't wait to have some extra storage space. Okay, we've made some really nice progress on the bathroom over the last few days, so I thought I would show you before we head out of town and take a week break from the bathroom. We finished the built-ins on the other side of the shower, and we also had a drywaller come out and close up the walls, so not seeing the insulation in the studs anymore is so nice and feels like great progress. One of the things I'm most excited about is our new bathroom fan and our HVAC vent. We got these flush modern vents from a brand called Fitz. I will link this exact one in the description, but our last fan was so ugly, and just not seeing all of the grates anymore is so wonderful. This will be painted the same color, so all you'll see is the little square around it. What an upgrade. I think I'm gonna want to redo all of the HVAC vents in the whole house now that I know how much I love this. This little cabinet is looking really good. I decided to hold off on adding all the trim work until we do the floor tile because I wasn't exactly sure how high the tile would stop. So we'll do the tile first, we'll finish the walls, and then I'll be able to add all of the edge banding and the trim after that. The progress feels so good this week, and it hasn't felt like this yet. I think having the floors and the walls exposed for so long, it's kind of unsettling. So to finally have the walls closed up, the cabinetry built, things are finally moving, and from this point, it's all gonna be cosmetic improvements, so I am quite excited. That's it for this vlog. Thank you so much for following along with this bathroom reno. I can't wait for the next few weeks, and it would mean so much if you subscribed. Bye!